It's an extremely cold day in Seattle, and every fiber of my being wanted to be in bed today. But there's a lot of rain coming this week, and that will mean today is the only day for a good bike ride. Today, I'm planning to do a full loop of Lake Sammamish. It's around 25 miles. I'm most excited about the cafe stop at the end of the loop. It's one of my favorite cafes. You'll see why. This holiday season, I started noticing something strange. Everyone's family photos look AI generated. Perfect lighting, impossibly smooth skin, that slightly uncanny quality where you can't quite tell if you're looking at a person or an algorithm's idea of what a person should look like. And it's not just the photos, it's the messages inside the cards. We're outsourcing our most personal moments to a machine and having that machine create the narrative around how you feel. And that got me thinking about something I've been wrestling with for months now. There's this Japanese word called Suji. I'm sure I'm butchering the pronunciation of that word, but I'm trying. It means the right way, the proper path, the moral line that you do not cross. When something doesn't follow Suji, it means it's not just wrong, it's fundamentally off, like the foundation itself is broken. And I can't stop thinking about whether we broke Suji while building AI. So here's the thing that won't let me go. We took the world's art to build these AI systems. Every piece of human creativity, the Studio Ghibli's hand-painted skies, decades of mastery in every single frame. We fed all of that into machines. No permission, no compensation. We just took it and called it training data. And here's the dilemma that keeps me up at night. AI fundamentally requires learning from the best of what humanity has created. That's not negotiable. That's just how that technology works. It needs the world's knowledge, the world's art, the accumulated skill and craft of everyone who came before. But we bypassed Suji getting there. We didn't follow the right path. We just took the fastest one. Now, anyone can create the Ghibli-style clouds in less than 3 seconds. Just type in a prompt and you're done. It may sound democratizing, but it feels like we've broken barriers and made creativity accessible to everyone. But what does it mean for the artist who spent 30 years learning to paint those clouds? We didn't just compete with them, we just used their life's work to train the very thing that makes them obsolete. That's what breaks my brain about this whole thing. The internet is flooding with AI-generated content, and it creates this perverse incentive structure. AI needed quality human work to learn from, but now it's reducing the economic incentive to create the work in the first place. Why spend 5 years learning to draw when your style can be replicated in seconds? Why develop a unique voice when prompts can approximate them? We're eating our seed corn, and I'm not sure we've fully reckoned with what that means. I use AI daily. It's transformed how I work. So I'm not speaking from outside this. I am in many ways complicit of the system. But that doesn't resolve the fundamental tension between utility and ethics. Between what we can do and what we should have done, maybe there was a way to build this that followed Suji. Opt-in systems where creators chose to participate, compensation models that valued their contribution, attribution that credited source material, consent that respected intellectual labor. But we were so focused on what we could build, on racing to capability, that we did not really pause to ask whether the foundation we were building on was sound. And now that we're here with this extraordinary technology built on what feels like a morally questionable foundation, can you build something good on a foundation that actually broke the Suji in the first place? That isn't even a rhetorical question. I genuinely wrestle with this. Because the technology exists, it's not going away. And in many ways, it's useful, even transformative. But it was built by taking without asking, without compensating, without following the right path. So, what do we do now? Reject it entirely? Use it while acknowledging the broken foundation? Try to retrofit ethics into a system that already is in motion? I don't have clean answers for any of this. But I know I'm making things again. Human things, imperfect things. Not because I think it changes the trajectory we're on, but because I need to know that something I put out into the world came directly from me, not from a model trained on everyone else's work. There's value in the imperfect, in the genuinely human, in the thing that couldn't have been prompted into existence, like this bike ride and my voiceover. Even if it's not as polished, even if it's not as efficient, even if an AI could technically do it better or faster, because Suji isn't just about outcomes, it's about the path you take to get there, the choices you make along the way, the respect you show for what came before. And apparently, we're not showing any. We broke Suji building this technology. And I'm not sure if we can retroactively fix it or if we just have to live with what we've created. These are the questions that need homes, not answers necessarily, just space to exist, to be turned over and examined from different angles. Suji, the right path, but we took a different one, and now we're living with the consequences of that choice. But for now, there's a warm cafe waiting, and sometimes the best thing happens after you stop trying so hard to figure everything out. I'm back in the park, which can mean only one thing, that the cafe is nearby. The cafe I'm visiting today is called Khamaria, a Yemeni cafe that does some amazing coffee, chai, and snacks. Fun fact, Yemen is one of the earliest places where coffee was cultivated and traded, particularly through a port called Al Mocha, which is where the drink mocha comes from. The story goes that coffee plants, which are native to Ethiopia, were brought across the Red Sea into Yemen, likely sometime in the 15th century. Yemeni Sufi monks are often credited with being able to cultivate coffee systematically and use it to stay awake during long prayers. On the weekends, you'll see a lot of cool cars parked right outside the cafe. This cafe has a very big car culture. I'm eating some honeycomb bread with Adeni chai. I find this to be a really delightful combination. With the honey on the bread and the small cheesy pockets inside it really is quite delicious. I'm going to enjoy this treat now. I'll see you in the next one.